Hey guys, welcome back to the show. This is, of course, Full Power Pellic, and today what we're doing is some weapon testing of our Mega Cannon. So what we're going to do first of all is we want to see what kind of ranges we have with different amounts of TNT that we can actually put in it. So to do this, first of all, what we're going to do is we're just going to put in, I think we'll start with one load of TNT minecarts. So as you can see, they're currently being loaded over here, so they basically all get stored there. And what should happen is when we push the button, well, the fire button, is that we should get a lot of TNT coming down through these two stacks that we have over here. So yeah, it's storing a lot of TNT in each of these. It's definitely quite a large amount. So let's get on with the very first test fire. And this won't give you much of a perspective as to how dangerous this is, but it'll give you a bit of an idea as to what kind of ranges we can get. So let's have a look at this first of all. And as you can see, it's coming down. There we go. Unfortunately, I've had to switch back to the non-RTX Minecraft, just because, well, basically the issue is that we don't get as good a render distance. So yeah, definitely having a good render distance is going to make this a lot easier. And we're also going to just use a bit of wool just so that we can sort of isolate down as to what our destructive area sort of is. So that's basically the range of one stack of TNT minecarts. So what we're going to do now is we're going to see how far it goes with two stacks of TNT minecarts. So with this as well, I was going to do a bit of a tutorial, just due to the complexity of it. It's probably not the easiest to actually do a tutorial. So I might actually just make a download as far as a schematical 3D model download that you can basically use for whatever you want. It's fairly complicated. The timings are very exact with this thing. We're pretty much running it to the very last second before these two pistons actually push all the TNT in front of these minecarts. So yeah, it's a bit close on timing. I think that could affect the range as well. But yeah, let's add a second amount now and see what this is actually going to be like. So underneath this stadium as well, you'll notice that I've actually got some command blocks here. These are just basically there for duplicating items, so that I don't have to manually refill all the TNT minecarts and all the TNT all the time myself. I'm just sort of, being a little bit lazy with it, but, it's working smart, not hard sort of thing. Okay, so let's get on to firing the second round here. So this is two stacks of TNT minecarts, and here comes the TNT, and here we go. We should be able to still see the render distance on this one. Where is it? Where is it? Okay, it's already over here. Okay, well, that's a decent distance. That's getting there. Okay, so you can start to see how this is all sort of forming. So there's our cannon just over there. And as you can see, that's basically the blast radius of it with one stack. And that's with two stacks. And let's see what it's like with three. Okay, so here we go. So three stacks of minecarts now. And bring the noise. All right, TNT is loading. And here we... Did I miss it? I get the feeling that I missed it. Okay, so three stacks. I did press it 3 times, didn't I? Retesting target number 3. So all engaged, all coming down, and that should have caused some destruction. That should cause some decent destruction. So third range. Wait, what? Maybe I miscounted. Maybe I miscounted. Okay, so that's shot number 3 over there. That's number 2 and number 1. So we're definitely getting some decent distance out of this cannon. I thought it would be a lot worse, but no, it's definitely pretty good. Okay, testing roughly about 4 stacks of TNT minecarts, and here we go. I did not even see that. I didn't even see it. Okay, well, how far did that go this time? And we're halfway, actually. nearly halfway into the ocean. So we're doing pretty well. Okay, so that is the range from 4 stacks of TNT minecarts. That's pretty good. That's that's not too bad. That's getting pretty extreme. Of course, I got to repair this as well. We're firing about 400 blocks at the moment. That's not too far. In fact, if I think about it, it seems to be it's roughly about 100 blocks per stack by the looks of it so far. That's not too bad. Okay, so this is the 5th test, which we're going to be doing 5 stacks of TNT minecarts, or thereabouts roughly, and we're hoping that it should be about 500 blocks from the actual TNT cannon here, so it should be a fairly decent range, maybe possibly to the island. I'll be honest with you guys, this is probably the most insane cannon that I've ever seen in Minecraft. This is doing some decent distance, and it also has some pretty crazy power. Okay, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, fire. And this is going to be a lot of TNT going off. Oh, jeez. It was just a block of explosions. Oh, man. And there is number 5. So we're, yeah, another 100 blocks on from the 4th one. So it looks like we're basically doing about 100 blocks per stack of TNT. So in that case, we should be able to predict that if we went out to here and say, for instance, we were at about, let's say about 1070-ish. So this is over 1,000 blocks on from that TNT cannon over there. So it should be able to reach, I'm going to predict probably at least, let's say, okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to make a bit of a poll here, and we're at the moment about 1,000 blocks from the TNT cannon over there. So yeah, it's a fair hike, it's a fair distance all the way across the water, but I think that this should be basically the point that we should be able to get to if we have 10 stacks of TNT minecarts in this thing. Okay, so you might notice that I've actually got the bar up the very top, which is telling me the frames per second. The reason why I've got this is I'm starting to get a little bit nervous over how many frames per second I'm going to lose by having this many TNT minecarts stacked on top of each other. You see, the problem is that the TNT minecarts, the more that you do stack on top of each other, the more your frames per second sort of goes down. So, especially when we're working with things like, 80 chunk rendering distances, it's a fair distance and a fair amount of load on the CPU. You know, if I miscount how many times I push this button right now, I'm going to be extremely miffed. Okay, so we're up to about 8 stacks of TNT minecarts for this, and I've started to notice that my frames per second has started to drop below 40. So this is starting to get a bit worrisome. Anywho, let's keep on going. Okay, this is the final stack. We're down to about 36 frames per second. That's okay, that's quite stable. That's absolutely fine. I'm good with this. It seems, okay, 35, 36. Yay, it's 35 again. Okay, it's definitely getting worse. Alright, here we go. So 1,000 blocks. Okay, we're not even going to be able to see this actually fly off. So, anywho, let's bring the noise. Oh, this is so dangerous. Ooh. Okay, suddenly the frames per second has jumped back up. Let's see if we can find where it exploded. Hopefully we've made it to that pole well off in the distance there. You can just sort of see it as a very slight slither. Well, I can on my screen. I don't know if you guys can yet. Possibly in a few seconds it will be showing up. Maybe. Let's see, it seems to have still kept on going. If I've miscounted this, I'm going to be so annoyed. And it will be quite obvious I've miscounted because basically it'll be about 100 blocks short. No, no, there it is, there it is. There we go. It's actually gone past the pole. It's gone past the pole. We've shot, how far is that? So we've currently shot 1,050 blocks. Okay, so 1,050 blocks. And there we have it. 10 stacks of TNT minecarts. We've shot over 1,000 blocks from where we originally started. That's insane. That's definitely crazy. Okay. Okay, so that you guys get a bit of an idea how far this actually travels, we're going to do a bit of a zoom out on this one. So there you basically have it, guys. So over there, we have the TNT cannon just over there. You can see the little platform that we have. And over there, you can see the red 10. So that is one heck of a distance. That's a decent amount of distance. That's over 1,000 blocks long. That's definitely crazy. But let's do some more testing, because this cannon's not just about range, it's also about its destructive power. You see, most TNT cannons only launch one piece of TNT, and that's a bit of a problem, because one piece of TNT doesn't actually do a lot of damage, whereas this one obviously shoots a little bit more. Okay, so what I've done is I've temporarily burrowed part of a mountain. So this should be a pretty good platform to see how this sort of interacts with a bit of stone and dirt and that sort of thing. Hopefully there's not too much water, because that will obviously cause some issues, but this should be a pretty good target for us to hit. I mean, that's quite a sizable target. That's definitely a decent sized target. I think that we should definitely be able to hit that. So let's start off with maybe, I think it's about 200 blocks away, although it kind of dives down a bit. I might do 3 charges on this one. 3 stacks should be definitely more than enough than what we need. Okay, so we're currently loaded with 3 stacks of TNT, and this should reach, so here we go! And... Did it fire? I assume it fired. Huh. Maybe it didn't actually... Oh, damn! Look at this. Okay, okay. It took a bit to update. It looks like we destroyed some down there as well. Okay. Maybe we need to have these actually go into this a little bit. Maybe that's the idea here. Okay, here we go. So 3 more stacks of TNT, and if I can race it, I can race it. There it went. Jeez. Okay. It's just taking out parts of the mountain now. Okay. This is definitely a decent power on this weapon. Maybe if I put 4, it won't dip as much. I think that's it. I mean, we're getting a slight amount of dip here because I'm not using as much TNT, and it does also seem like it's falling a bit. So yeah, that some of the TNT is falling down a little bit. So maybe more TNT is the answer to this. Okay, so this time we have 4 stacks of TNT. So this shouldn't dip anywhere near as much as the 3 stacks was. In it goes, and here we go. Let's have a look at the destruction of this one. This is... yeah, okay. It still fell down. Maybe it's hitting the top of the ridge. Maybe that's what's going on. This is just eating this mountain though. This is really causing a lot of damage. So this time we're just going to test out 2 stacks of TNT and see if that's actually what the problem may be. Because I would kind of expect that most of the TNT should fall into the hole. If I'm using too much TNT, it could be hitting the wall above it though and sort of falling down. So I think that's what might be occurring. So if we use 2 stacks, it should hopefully land pretty much into that hole there. No, it's still falling down. Maybe it's fallen below the hole now. But this is just crazy. Like, this is just eating this mountain and the ground as well. Look at this. It's just making an absolute chasm. Now I'm curious as to one more thing. What would happen if I put myself inside the cannon? You see, most of these cannons actually have the ability to be used as player launchers. As long as you're not in survival mode, of course. Otherwise you're going to, you know. But I wonder how far I could launch myself. Okay, so this is probably going to be a bad idea, but let's go. Okay. I just have to be quick enough. No, I missed it. Bollocks. Okay, attempt number 2. Here we go. Okay, I didn't go very far. Okay, I think that was only 1 stack of TNT anyway, but what would happen if I put maybe 10 in there? How far would I go then? Okay, here we go, 10 stacks of TNT. So all I need to do is to press that button, run over here, make sure I land on the ground, run through there, close it up behind me, and then see where I go. If I stuff this up, I'm going to be so annoyed at myself. It's taken so long to fill up. Okay, here we go. And... close it up, and go! Yes. It seems to be that the barrel was, maybe not long enough. Definitely could have been a longer barrel. Looks like I probably only travelled about 600 blocks. And about 5,000 blocks vertically. So, I'm gonna probably be here for some time. Yeah, this is definitely taking some time to get there. Hey, I can see the ground again. Did I make it to the other side? Where did I end up? Where am I? Oh no, I'm over the other side. I'm well past that village. Okay, this is where I am. Nice. Okay, so that's the village over there, which means that the cannon, there it is, you can just see it very slightly off in the distance. Okay, well, that was... oh no, I did actually go over 1,000 blocks. It just went to the side a little bit. So, yeah, that was definitely 1,000 blocks that I actually travelled. That's got to be a record, right? Like, that's got to be some sort of a record. I want to do that again. Can I go further now? Okay, so here we go. I have currently got about 20 stacks of TNT minecarts in there. The game's definitely starting to lag out a little bit. It's It's not what it used to be. It's definitely having some problems. You can see that the redstone circuit's, yeah, definitely slowing down there a bit. If I miss this, I'm going to be so upset. It's taken me like 10 minutes to fill this thing up. Okay, so we're looking at the Z position, which is currently at -30. Don't do what I did last time and look at the wrong one, obviously. But we want to see that at least 2,000. We want to see it at 2,000. So here... here we go. Okay, we're over. Okay, we're down, and here we go. Whoa, 1,300. With no, yes, maybe. The game's really struggling. Okay, maybe I hit some sort of artificial wall or something. Maybe I was in the wrong position, but okay, we're about 17,000 blocks in the sky. It's going to take me some time. Well, this is obviously going to take a considerable amount of time to get back to the ground. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a bit of fun. We did a bit of weapon testing on the brand new TNT cannon. I will, in the description, I'll release some 3D schematics and probably a world map that you can download. The only problem is that you'll probably have to be in the current beta of Bedrock to be able to actually use it, but yeah, I think this cannon's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm still falling. This is a long time. This is further enough that the elytra would probably break if you tried to glide down. Hey, we're under 10,000 blocks. Yay. Maybe a longer barrel as well. It seems to be that a lot of my distance I could travel is probably being lost in height. So, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. That's a tad, you know, little bit of a problem. But, yeah, hope you guys had a bit of fun. And, of course, I'll see you, as always, in the next one. See you guys! Hey, you can use the emotes in the air. Who knew? Who knew that you could use emotes in the air? Look at this, I can shake. I can do my dancing.